Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the virtual meeting of the Hyde Park Town Board. It is Monday, October 19th, and thank you all for joining me. This meeting is being conducted under Executive Order 202.1 and its subsequent extensions that allows us to conduct our public meetings remotely. So please do join me in pledging allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we have a relatively short meeting tonight. There will be a couple of changes to our November meetings. They were originally scheduled for the 9th and the 23rd, and they have now been moved to the 2nd and the 16th. And that is due to the budget, the requirements for the adoption of the budget to meet the requirements of New York State. So we do also have a couple of items that I'd like to just mention at the beginning of the meeting before we get started. The first is a Rebuilding Together project that has been posted to our website, thanks to our webmaster, Neil Krupnick. And so that the Rebuilding Together Handyman program provides seniors with improvements to their homes free of charge. So we'd like to encourage our public, our seniors, to reach out to Rebuilding Together. On the website is how you can do that, how you can make these applications. If you need any help, you are welcome to call Hyde Park Town Hall, 229-5111 extension 8, and that is me, the supervisor's office, and we can help you walk you through it. But Rebuilding Together is a wonderful program, and they've done many homes in Hyde Park, and they are consistently and continually looking for people to help. So that we do encourage Hyde Park seniors to apply, and just keep that in mind as you examine the things that your home may need, especially for the upcoming winter. So that is number one. Neil, you have an announcement about the Hyde Park Pantry.
Yes, there will be a food drive like we had earlier this year. I forget what month it was now. I think it was before the summer, right at the beginning of the summer.
It was one of those months that just blended into
yes,
continual time. Yeah.
And you know, because of COVID, the food pantry has been particularly stressed this year, and a lot more people are in need. And they do depend, they get a lot of their food from the Hudson Valley Food Bank, but they're stressed as well. And so they have to do these occasional food drives. And we'll be hosting it at Town Hall between 10 and noon on Halloween. And I'm told that there'll be treats for the kids if they have costumes. And they prefer, well, actually they can't have any perishable goods, so everything should be canned or boxed goods. They all need to be in original packaging, and they also accept paper goods. And again, same thing, they can't be like loose rolls of toilet paper. They need to be either individually wrapped or in the the plastic packaging. And if you can, bring everything in either boxed up or in paper bags, just to make it easier for the food pantry folks to handle and accept all the goods. And I think that's all we need to know. But it's a good cause.
Great.
And last one was really successful, so hopefully this will be successful as well.
Well, I know that a lot of people are eager to help out their neighbors, and it's nice to have an easy way for us to do that. But I also did want to give a shout out and a thanks to Friends of Hyde Park for their effort several months ago, and I'm not sure that we ever recognized it, but they did apply for a $5,000 grant through the Community Foundation to purchase meals at our local restaurants to serve to those in need. And it was a very nice program. And, sadly, $5,000 does not go as far as we would like it to, but, it was a great effort. And thanks to the friends for that
It
effort.
provided for 530 meals, which is,
530 meals,
yeah.
which
So
was
it's pretty, it's
wonderful.
good, but yeah, you always wish it could go further.
Yeah, yeah. So thank you for that information on the food drive. And um, yeah, we hope that we can supply them with all they need through the winter. I know it's people are very nervous about how COVID will play out. But at the current time, we are still experiencing some loosening of restrictions. Movie theaters are now allowed to open at 25% capacity. That was enacted just a week or so back. So that's good for the Roosevelt movie theater. And, we're just monitoring it carefully. And just as a reminder that Hyde Park Town Hall the doors are closed, and I want to thank all the residents for their patience during the tax collection period. But everyone is working inside Town Hall, and if they call the departments ahead, that's absolutely the best way. Otherwise, there is a doorbell at both the rear and the front entrance for immediate help. But it is wonderful when residents can call in advance, and the department can meet you at the door. So, okay, with that, we have had the opportunity for public comments on the resolutions only, which we have our deputy town clerk standing in for Donna McGrogan tonight, who had a family emergency. So, Linda, do we have any public comments that were submitted?
I believe they're going to be on the website.
Okay, so yes, we had closed the public hearing last meeting for the CCA, the Community Choice Aggregation, and we allowed for public comment to be provided for 10 days after the closure of the public hearing. And we did receive 3 public comments. They were from Dave McNary, Carrie Teed, and Richard Maddox, and they were all in support of the law, the community choice aggregation law. And the public comment is posted on the website and will be available for review at Hyde Park Town Hall. So with that, though, I do believe that we had invited Pete Sotero, our town engineer, to join us, and I'm not sure if we had a little bit of a mixed message on that.
Maybe he thinks the meetings are still at 7.
That's very possible. You're absolutely right, because he has not joined us for some time.
Let
So
me write him back real quickly, and he can always join us at the end, right?
yeah, sure.
I saw an email indicating he wasn't joining us.
But that was
that's for another meeting.
Oh, that's for
Um,
another meeting. Okay, I just saw something quickly before.
But the purpose for Pete joining us, there were 2 purposes, actually. The first was for us to begin to kick around potential projects for the community development block grants. And as many people know, we've been very successful with acquiring those grants in the past. And it's a federally funded program that's designed to benefit low to moderate people. And it is for public infrastructure, such as sidewalks or playgrounds. There are some other components to the program that are rarely used, which are for housing or actually for private projects. But, in Hyde Park, we've definitely focused on projects that uh, benefit the entire town. So this year we're doing a project at Dinsmore with the addition of pickleball courts and an improved basketball court, and that project is underway. parks, for projects in parks, it's a $100,000 award. For other infrastructure projects, it's 150,000. And as I said, we've done a number of sidewalks, definitely park improvements. And so this year we're, kicking around what other projects that we would apply for. So, the requirement that you must meet is that it has to benefit low to moderate populations. And that is defined by a map that is provided to us from Dutchess County Planning. And Neil has been able to locate that in his email and put that up for us. So as the residents will see, in the Route 9 area, it is pretty much west of Route 9, beginning north of the East Market Street. It looks like it really begins just past Vanderbilt on the Route 9 side. And that encompasses Dinsmore Park. That's one reason that we were able to obtain the grant last year. But it also does include the hamlet of Statsburg. And if we go further south, it looks like the low to mod income area is east of beginning in Pine Woods Road, and then ending at St. Andrews. It's pretty much east of those two intersections. And then the southern part of our town, it's also in the eastern locations. So that's the areas that qualify. We have in the past explored obtaining a grant for the area which is in Joe's ward, the former Roosevelt Firehouse, and we were denied that application because, again, that's not in the low to moderate income area. So, I did reach out to our rec director, Rob Pollard, today, and he provided some feedback, some thoughts on parks, on projects that could be completed at Dinsmore, but also at Beck Park, which is in the designated area. So those are two potential projects. I've been thinking over the weekend, are there other sidewalk projects that the town could do? And one that was mentioned a few years back was the southern part of Hyde Park off of 9G. But I was pleased when I drove there that the businesses that have gone into that area have all built their own sidewalks. So I think what we do need, though, and this would be an interesting question, is there is a crosswalk that does not have the lit designation. So I don't know if that would be helpful or cost efficient to explore that, but I can talk with Ann Saylor. She's the administrator of the program for the county, and she's very helpful. But the reason that could be of benefit is that there is the assisted living facility there, and people do cross Route 9G to go to the Dunkin' Donuts or the pizza establishment. So I don't know if that could be helpful, but those are where we are right now, just exploring it. But we will be holding a public hearing once we define our project, as is required by the program. So at our next meeting on November 2nd, we will have some more specifics on the projects that we would like to go forward on. And then at the subsequent meeting, we'll hold a public hearing and select a project to apply for. So put your thinking caps on, guys, and just stay in touch, and we can definitely explore it.
And here's Pete.
And here's Pete. Hey, Pete.
Hey, how you doing? I didn't even.
Good.
Good thing that Neil sent me an email. I didn't know you started your meetings at 6.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah.
All right.
Well, good to see you.
All right.
So I just ran through the CDBG.
Oh, sorry.
That's not your fault, Pete. That's my fault for not remembering that you didn't know that our meetings start at 6. But
Yeah.
but I'm glad that you're here because you've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes here. And I thought it might be good for us to just review the projects that you've been working on for the town, for the public, because they may certainly just not be aware. So do you have your email?
I do. I
Okay.
do.
Well,
Yep.
okay. Want to just
So,
kind of lead
okay,
us through
yeah,
that?
I'll run through them. So we had the Statsburg flooding project, which, as most of the board knows, that was completed last week. We did a great job with the highway department working along with Amity Construction, and we didn't have too many issues. Everything seemed to go along pretty smoothly. So that project is done, and that should really help out the area in terms of some of the flooding that we've had. So it's not gonna solve, the major rainstorms, but the normal storms that we have, it should, definitely help that.
Well, we're really happy
Wow, look at that.
and grateful to our wonderful highway super and
And
all the highway department for really pitching in and doing this project in-house, which is very cost effective for us to do.
yeah, they did, a great job. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So, yeah, and the town board, I want to thank you all for providing the monies, because that's the other part of it. And, and coming up with a real plan to address to a limited extent the flooding that occurs in Statsburg. The real issue, as we know, is how much water comes off the golf course when we have these heavy rains. And, when we first came into office, Emily Svensson had applied for grant funding to address that exact question, how can we best try to mitigate that water? And a grant was awarded, and Morris did a study of that, and it would have been the development of 5 or 6 retention ponds. Is
Right,
that
yep.
and, again, that would have been a multi-million-dollar improvement that would have to take place on state land. So clearly it wasn't something that was within our capability to address. But I think that you all did a good job of coming up with an alternative that will address some of it, but not the totality. So,
Yeah, and I think we even ended up coming in under budget, which
yeah,
is not something we can always say, but
no,
it looks like we'll be under the budget
good,
on this one.
excellent. So
So a
that's,
couple, okay.
yeah, no, what else do you have there, Pete? I know there's a bunch.
So we have what we call TAP B, which is our second phase of the Route 9 sidewalk projects. So we finally have obtained our permanent right-of-ways and our temporary construction easements from I don't know how many property owners we had, three or four.
There was 4, yeah.
There's 4,
Mhm.
right? So, we got them, finally. And GPI is now going to be, now they're able to submit the final plans and specs to the Department of Transportation. And we expect a fairly timely review from them because they've already seen, the plans. So, our plan is to go out to bid in, I believe, January for early spring, bid opening and construction. And hopefully that will coincide. I do need to go follow up on that, but we were following up with that. I think, as you know, the DOT has their own project where they're going to be improving the traffic signal and the pedestrian crossing at the Pine Woods intersection. And right now, both projects are on schedule. Our project and their project right now, are scheduled for basically around, the same time. So we've been in close contact with them. We've had a few conference calls. We've been sharing plans. So we'll continue to follow up with them, but hopefully, both of those projects will go off at generally, the same time so we can limit the amount of disruption in that area. So, so that's been a pretty good, process. That'll be a big improvement,
Yeah.
for that area.
Be nice.
And I know that was one of the supervisor's pet, projects when she first came into office, is to, improve that intersection. So it's
Yeah.
only taken a few years, but
Just a few years.
so that was that one. And we had the electrical vehicle charging station, which all of you know has been completed, and I see a few cars every once in a
Yeah.
while out there,
Yeah.
using it.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
And
That was,
Joanne just submitted the final paperwork for the grant monies. which
Yep.
is Great, yeah.
Yep, and that was paid for through the grant from the DEC. We also did a little work up to Hackett Hill Pool where we changed the chlorination system for the pool. So now it's more automated, be much easier to operate when, the pool is opened again. And so that's been done, and we certified it, and that's been accepted by the county health department. So, we're good to go whenever we can have our pool again. Next one I had was the Dinsmore Park CDBG project. So the contractor started work last week. I went up there to see him on Thursday. Spoke to him, today. Rob was up there, coordinated like a few things, and the plan is to have the asphalt for the pickleball court done by the end of this week. I'm going to probably take a ride up tomorrow, to check it out, and then he'll get to work on the reconstruction of the basketball court. He's got to go clean out the cracks first and seal them, and then he'll do the overlay on that. So he'll be able to put the baskets up. The baskets I think aren't coming till the end of the month. So he'll be able to put, the baskets up. But then, we decided that, we're kind of getting late in the year to put the coatings on, the court, because you do have to have some warmer, weather for that. So we decided that we'll wait until springtime, for that. And we went over that with the county planning department. We had our pre-construction meeting, and they were fine with that. We actually have until next August to complete the project, but it'll be done in the spring. And the only other thing we have to do there is I need to get 3 prices for we're going to install a 4-foot high chain link fence around the pickleball courts. So I got to get three prices for that, but being we're not going to have it ready until spring, we have some time for that. So that's ongoing. The next one we had was we were doing some repairs to the highway salt dome. There's some structural repairs on the inside, and then the entryway was in bad shape. It was falling apart. So Transitional Builders from Hyde Park is doing that. They're going to do the structural work on the inside first, and they're going to get that done. They had a pre-construction meeting last week with Howie, and so they'll get that done, and then so Howie can get his salt, delivered there, and then they will go ahead and finish the outside work, finish the entryway work, and so that all should be done either by the middle of December. I'm sorry, not the middle of December, the middle of November. It should be complete with everything. So Howie was happy with that, and we've worked with them before. They did actually they did the repair work to the the bigger salt
Right.
barn that we had, and they also did the roof over the front bay of the highway, department. So,
So they're very reliable. and
oh
we're
yeah,
Happy to have a Hyde Park business.
yeah, yep.
Yeah, good.
So next one I had was the CDBG, which will work with you guys on finalizing that application. And I guess you already went over that.
Yeah, I did, Pete.
Okay,
But you didn't mention the police court facility.
I was getting there.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
I was getting there. So yeah. So we also got some prices. As you know, the police court facility had some water damage from one of the prisoners like decided to hang off the sprinkler head and burst the system. So the system went off and made a mess. So the town had Servpro in there to do a lot of work as far as the mold damage. And so then I got a contractor that we work with out of the Kingston area. He came in and replaced all the damaged sheetrock. There was carpet in lieutenant's office that was removed and replaced. And then he also rebuilt, I guess, the prisoner also damaged, the bench that was in the holding cell. So he put all that back together and put the walls back together in the holding cell area. So that work was done and completed, a week or so ago. And we put in an application for payment for him. So everybody was happy with that. The police were happy with that. So that should be all done. I don't know if there was any more work. There was something
I
about
was there last week
the
and
floors or something, right?
no, I was there last week and my impression it had all been completed.
Was it? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought there was a company that was coming in afterwards to, polish up, the floors that.
Oh, I don't know. They looked great.
Did
I think that was completed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, good. So that was done. And then the other thing that we're working on is we're coming up with a new bond amount for the River Ridge development.
Yeah.
As you know, there's a company that has taken it over and claims that they're ready to build it out. And we do have a road bond in place for about $311,000. But that was based on some old, pricing. So I met with one of our guys today. I was up there last week with a local paving contractor to get some information from him and make sure that some of the thoughts that Howie and I had, were valid, and he backed that up. So we're putting together a bond estimate. Supposedly, River Ridge is coming into the planning board because they want to change some of the architectural elements of the buildings. So we want to make sure that as part of that amended site plan approval, that we have a new road bond that is put in place and made a condition of that approval. So the planning board would have to approve that amount, and then it would be passed on to the town board to accept it. So I hope to have that done by the end of the week. I don't know that they've made this application to the planning board, but they do know that that we do want a new road bond. So and they've been sending me some information. So
Okay.
they've been pretty cooperative.
Good.
So that was it on my list.
Well, we're keeping you busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could use a few more projects. So now that we're
Yeah.
we're
A lot
taking,
of them we're bringing to completion. So, but that's a good.
which is good. Which
Yeah,
is
it's
good.
good.
Finally.
Getting some of them done. Good. Okay,
Did-
Pete. Well,
Did you guys come up with any projects, or you're still going to kick that around?
So we
Okay.
had, I did mention Rob Pollard, the rec director had mentioned a few.
Yeah,
Dinsmore, and then some improvements at Beck Park.
yeah, I saw that. Yep.
And I did just, and I don't think this is probably going to go anywhere, but there's a crosswalk by the assisted living facility
Yeah.
that I was wondering, but I don't think it would meet I mean, they like to give awards for the full amount, but it would be nice to have a crosswalk or a lit, one of those beacons at that crosswalk so that people
Yeah,
could
we need
safely-
something there. That's,
Yeah.
as we talked about, that's, especially if they're gonna, be adding on to that facility. Some of the, the residents there, we see them all the time at our
Yeah.
office. They're, they're, trying to cross the street, like in wheelchairs to get to
Yeah.
the convenience store, and
It would
it's
seem
just-
like the owners who want to expand would want to do that.
well, that's an excellent point.
Mhm.
I think that's something that, as that project moves ahead, I personally think that should be something that they should undertake.
That
Yeah,
they should-
definitely.
Yeah. Well, and I also, from just conversations with Ann Saylor, I think they want to award the full amount for a project, right? Like they don't,
Yeah.
and that would not qualify, just the beacons would probably, I think it's about a $10,000 cost, and with it's 150,000 for an infrastructure project or 100,000 for a park.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So-
too small.
It's too small, most likely. So, Neil had put the map up for us, and, hopefully that might inspire some of the board to think about projects in their wards, or even if residents want to just shoot me an email, there are things that we can, the program requirements are fairly strict. I mean, in terms
Yep.
of has to be qualified by income. And there are some ADA improvements that you can make to remove barriers, but they're kind of limited too, it seemed. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in some of the areas that, that are eligible or are kind of out of the way,
Yeah.
so, they're not really right in the heart of, like hamlets, if you will.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. But
we'll figure out a project.
we've always come up with a good project, so I'm sure we will this
Yeah,
time.
and we've always scored high,
Yeah.
because I think if you ask Ann, we're probably one of the better towns. We use our money, we complete our projects.
Yeah.
There's no issues. Well, no issues, limited issues. How's that?
Yeah.
So,
Well, they're always involved. Projects are always involved, but
yep.
okay. Well, Pete, nice to see you.
All right. Sorry about that. For some,
No
No
worries.
problem.
some reason,
Not your fault, that's for
Okay.
sure.
Thank
Okay.
you.
all right.
Take care.
Thanks,
Bye,
Pete.
Nice.
Pete.
Thanks,
See you
Pete.
later.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so I think we're ready to roll into the resolutions.
Okay. Resolution 1019-1 of 2020, resolution adopting law number D of the year 2020 entitled "A Local Law Regulating the Use of All-Terrain Vehicles in the Residential Areas of the Town of Hyde Park."
I'll second that.
And Linda, could we please have a roll call?
Councilman Krupnik,
Aye.
Councilman Ray,
Aye.
Councilman Marine,
Aye.
Supervisor Rohr.
Aye. And I did just want to make mention that we revised the law in light of comments that we received in the public hearing. And I think it's a very fair law. We know that it was, a lot of people were engaged in it, and we appreciate that. And, our goal was to provide another tool in the toolbox of the police for regulating the use of ATVs. So we hope that this will help, and appreciate the public's input.
Okay. Resolution 1019-2 of 2020, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Supervisor to execute an intermunicipal agreement between Dutchess County and the town of Hyde Park to eliminate the requirement for municipalities' referral of certain actions under the New York State General Municipal Law, Sections 239 L and M, to the Dutchess County Planning Department for review.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolution 1019-3 of 2020, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to accept the leave of absence request for Mark Pesentino as part-time police assistant in order to appoint him as a part-time police officer to the Town of Hyde Park Police Department.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're pleased that Mark has chosen to further his career in the town of Hyde Park.
Resolution 1019-4 of 2020, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Supervisor to enter into an agreement with Stericycle on behalf of the Town of Hyde Park Police Department for the disposal of their biohazardous regulated medical waste.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, resolution 1019-5 of 2020. Resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve the vacation carryover for Town of Hyde Park payroll clerk Heidi Peters.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolution 1019-6 of 2020, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to cancel the regularly scheduled town board meetings for Monday, November 9th and Monday, November 23rd, 2020, and schedule in their place a special meeting for Monday, November 2nd and Monday, November 16th, 2020.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
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 Resolution 1019-7 of 2020, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve and set the public hearing for the 2021 preliminary budget for the Town of Hyde Park.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And again, the budget is within the tax cap, which is at this year 1.056. So outstanding work on our part of our comptroller and her assistant in preparation for the budget. Thank you.
Okay, resolution 1019-8 of 2020. Resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Supervisor to submit a statement of unpaid charges to Dutchess County real property tax for inclusion on the 2021 tax bills in accordance with the provisions of town law.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 1019-9 of 2020, resolution setting the public hearing to discuss the intended use of the Community Development Block Grant funding for 2021.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
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 Resolution 1019-10 of 2020, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Supervisor to execute a decorative temporary attachment license agreement between Central Hudson Gas and Electric Corporation and the Town of Hyde Park to allow the Town of Hyde Park to place seasonal decorations and lighting on Central Hudson utility poles within the Town of Hyde Park.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Well, we're used to much longer meetings, but I think that's it, unless anyone else has something.
Yeah, Aileen, I
Sure.
just want to remind everyone that the Halloween party is at Hackett Hill on Saturday, starting at 1 o'clock.
Can you kind of go over how that's going to be held, Joe?
They have age groups and it's on the website what the age groups are. They're in 45-minute time slots. And it's going to be, of course, all outside and they're going to hold it in the field, my understanding.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
but it starts at 1 o'clock.
Okay, that's great. And the county did provide some guidance on Halloween for municipalities, and Neil put that up on our website today. And I do hope everyone is super careful. and that they attend to the social distancing. And I know that a lot of parents are getting creative in terms of coming up with alternatives to trick or treating. So, okay, so well, that's good that we've been able to continue to have the Halloween party even with the COVID precautions.
Yes.
And, sadly, it doesn't look like we'll have our traditional holiday gathering at Town Hall, but our rec leader is working with a number of other volunteer groups to come up with something really fun and interesting for the town to celebrate the holidays.
I think it's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People
sounds
are
like
gonna, people are gonna like it.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun. And, it's really great how we were able to pull the people together, the different organizations. You have the Friends of Hyde Park and the Chamber of Commerce and Hyde Park Visual Environment and the Hyde Park Fire Department and Roosevelt Fire Department and the town rec commission and rec department. So it's inspiring us to be a little bit more creative this year. So people will have to watch for those announcements. So good. Okay. So then may I please have a motion to adjourn?
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
And the second?
Second.
And all in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Good night, everyone, and have a safe and healthy and happy Halloween.
You
Good
too.
night.
Thanks.
Right.
See you guys.
Guys.
Thanks.
Yeah,
And-
bye.